Bought this in Colorado, drove it to North Carolina.
I didn't. My boyfriend did.
Well, okay. And then when you brought it back...
Yeah, I drove it back after I renovated
while
it.
she was in Colorado, what happened?
Oh, I'm in this parking lot in Golden, Colorado, and this woman in a VW comes by. Her name was Cheryl, and she drives by and she points. She goes, "I used to own that beast."
I came over here this morning to say goodbye and thank you, and then I saw that scene. Look at that scene. It looks like a scene out of a house. That's her monkey lamp. And I love monkeys. I don't know if you guys know that. I've always wanted to own one. I call Teddy my monkey dog. And why do you have a monkey lamp?
It's my folly.
What does that mean? Another big word. I'm just kidding. It's your folly. It's just...
I remember that, you know, especially over in England, you'll find these kind of structures, these big palatial structures in the middle of the wood. They're not really inhabited, but rich people would build them because they could.
Oh.
And so they're considered follies. They're just this thing that's really not practical, but you just have to have it.
I think I should name my rig Folly. It's not practical. I think I'm going to name it Folly Backpack. Yeah, and this is, let me hold the camera still. This is a Mallard, and it's a 1984. This thing is in great shape, and she has a great story too. But let me show them this. This is such a cool piece. Not your crooked tire. Someone hit her yesterday and bent her tire. But this is a custom-built toolbox on the back. And it doesn't look very big, but when you open it, see it goes all the way down here. And it fits everything. It's almost like they built it around their... Can you open that? Nothing like a spontaneous morning interview, huh?
You can see all the...
Let's see all the...
dust.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? And it's heavy. But it's worth it because what woman wouldn't want a toolbox like this? The men must envy you. They're like, wow, she's got a big toolbox. I think you had the biggest. And there she has. Did you put those awnings on there?
I had those put on. I couldn't find anybody to help me do it, so everybody's afraid they'd break their arm.
So you did it.
So I actually, no, I paid to have them
done, but you were like...
Well, the awnings were there. I just had the fabric replaced.
Oh, okay. Nice. So she's letting me in. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Take note of all these details. She's got... It's just so friendly. And a real chair.
That came with it. We just recovered it.
Okay.
It was sort of, everything was sort of brown and mauve in here.
Brown and mauve. Yeah, I know the color. Oh, and the old, that's original, isn't it?
What? The
magazine?
Mm-hmm. I love my little fireplace. I've got an aquarium too.
We're going to need a little bit of explanation here. just pick one. Any explanation would do. Well, I could make one.
The teddy bear is actually dual purpose because that's actually a hot water bottle.
Oh my gosh! Okay. Did someone custom make that for you?
No, I've just had it for a long time.
That's so smart. I'm gonna do that. I forgot I had a hot water bottle. Wow, this is. Are you guys not? Are you seeing the lights? This is huge up here. Is this a queen or king?
I think it's full. I don't think it's queen, but it sure feels big enough.
And then she has, look how she did little cube lights or square lights.
No, those are just mirrors.
Mirrors.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I know. I'm not really good with words, but they know that. It's best for you to talk. And then her...
And somebody had left that hole. I think there was a TV in it, and I put a bookcase in it and alter space.
It's so grandma, you know, vintage, retro. Look at the cat holding up the This place is loaded. Loaded with cuties.
Oh, do you want to see the real cat?
The real cat?
She's up in the cabinet right there in front of you. If you just want to open that, yeah.
There's something alive in there?
Yeah.
You are lying.
No, the left one.
This one?
Yeah, just go ahead and open it.
She's tricking me.
Say hi, Shillelagh.
Okay. Did not know.
And I don't keep her in there. Normally that cabinet is open for her to escape it.
Thank you for the clarification.
Well, people will think that I keep the cat in the cabinet, and I don't.
I think so as of right now. I'm doing an interview and I open a cabinet. Look at the little whisk broom. Oh,
and now the bathroom hasn't been done yet. That's going to be next year. But you're welcome to take a peek. I know people love to look at bathrooms.
They do. Well, they're probably still traumatized after they saw mine. Mine's, I call it the shock and awe. Look. This little rig is what I think I am. But when you walk into mine, it's just not. See the little magnet things? I'm putting those on my Amazon wish list. Oh, yeah. And then look at, she's got trash, cabinet space, and then I can't open the bathroom.
Yeah, go for it.
There's nothing living in here.
No, there's
as well.
Living in there.
Okay, wood. Love the wood. So you have a nice big bathroom.
Yeah, and right now I just use the shower as storage.
Yeah, I know what that's about. And real paintings, which an event.
Did that. That's a picture actually of Ehrenberg after I came out here. I sent her a photo.
Your mother painted that of Ehrenberg after you came out here. Let me zoom in on that. Wow. You are such a cool lady. Will you be my friend forever?
No, only the rest of the afternoon.
Just for another couple hours, and then you got to go?
Yeah.
But maybe next year when you come back. And so, oh, wow, you have a huge... Oh, my gosh, someone else could live up there.
Well, and
that's gigantic.
Actually, that I ended up really liking that. The Toyota cabs are so small.
Yeah.
And when you drive them, the steering wheel is up in your chest.
What I noticed, and I don't know if people believe this or not, but when I came in last night and sat here, I could feel the fabric breathing, like you have good fabrics.
We did spend a lot of fabric.
Yeah, I could. They'll be happy to know. It was because fabrics breathe. They're the cotton or the patterns, and I just could feel your choice of fabrics.
And it was hard to make that decision on my budget because I really thought I should go to a thrift store and repurpose, and I just had such a strong sense of what I wanted in terms of the colors and the fabrics that I...
You were like, I have to have, yeah.
Yeah. So
I know
that was a large expense.
Yeah, but it's worth it. Okay. And then she has her... she just asked me if I read this. It's called, what?
Flaming Iguanas.
There we go. Flaming Iguanas by Erica Lopez. Okay.
Yeah. And the whole sense is there's not a whole lot of narrative for women going on the road.
Yeah, there isn't.
And if there is, it's very one-sided. So this book is, it's definitely no filters on irreverence. And there's parts of it that are just hysterical.
Awesome. Awesome. Let me take a picture while I'm recording.
Yeah. Ride my bike.
Polly asked her.
So much.
She's like, how often do you take that down? And what did you say?
Oh, it's real easy to take down. That's not the problem. The problem is I can't get it back up by myself. So
it looks really cool. Not smart.
No. I would do, I think in the future I'll get a hitch and something that swings away or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so this looks, don't do this.
Yeah.
This is a don't do.
Not unless you're really strong.
My place, you know, I still struggle with being junky.
Yeah.
You just made a very good point that before people think they can live like this, what did you just say?
I have a house.
You have
I have a house back in Asheville.
Wait, I'm trying to... You're still a silhouette.
Okay.
She's got a house. So this is not her full-time rig. And that's a good point to make.
Absolutely. There's still pictures. I mean, I could get rid of most everything at home, but there's still a closet's full of clothes and.
Right. You're posing as one of us to get information.
Yes. I'm posing.
You're a fraud. Like my famous saying, we're all frauds on our journey to our true self. And you just kind of jumped the gun and said, I'm going to go out and see what it's like to be a nomad and interview women. And you got me to tell you a lot. If you didn't show up with this, I would not have told you as much.
So it worked.
It worked. I would continue being we're all frauds on our way to our true selves. RV Joey 13118. I think that's what that one came out.
Models in this year is the gas line comes from way back here, goes across, it runs to the engine, it gets hot, and before it gets to the carburetor, it turns to vapor in the lines, and it'll create like this bubble, and then all of a sudden your car will start stuttering. Exactly. So I would stop at mechanics in every state, and it was just getting worse and worse, and I couldn't drive more than 2 hours at a time. And each one told me something different. Some said vapor lock doesn't exist. Some people say you need this. There was the guy who put the automatic transmission fluid, the quart, in my gas tank and says, it's not, you can't cure it. Go on. Have fun. Good luck with your life. So, but finally, it seems to be better now. I've had a new fuel pump put in, and I've had the last people put a new fan clutch in to help the engine stay a little bit cooler while it drove, and that seems to be helping. Now, if it continues, I can do things like try to wrap the fuel line away from any hot part of the engine. Some people say you can solve it by putting a fuel injection system in and just replacing the carburetor. I will say this, for anybody who looks at an older vehicle, I would steer anybody who's on a budget away from an RV that has a carburetor in it, because it's really hard to find people, especially in cities, that can work, mechanics that will work on a carburetor. And then to double that and get someone who can lift an RV, it's almost impossible. The RV people say, nope, you're too old, you know. And I mean, the last ones in Denver, it's $169 an hour. I mean, it was not cheap labor.
Very good information, thank you. And one quick story before my battery dies. You bought this in Colorado, drove it to North Carolina.
I didn't. My boyfriend did.
Well, okay. And then when you brought it back...
Yeah, I drove it back after I renovated
while
it.
she was in Colorado, what happened?
Oh, I'm in this parking lot in Golden, Colorado, and this woman in a VW comes by. Her name was Cheryl, and she drives by and she points. She goes, I used to own that beast. And it's funny because I was calling it the Beast after it broken down all the way to Denver every day, you know, and that's what, so she was the third owner, so she knew the original owners and the secondary owners, and I gave her a tour, and she told me about all these things and how it used to always stop on her too. She'd have to wait for 2 hours for it to cool down.
How did she recognize it though?
The toolbox.
Yep.
Yeah, she goes, I wasn't sure until I saw the toolbox. She goes, isn't that just the most fantastic toolbox?
Yeah, wait. Yeah, that is a synchronistic story.
Yes, I couldn't believe how many people live in Denver, and that we would just happen to be in the same parking lot at the same time. This
is the question. So you were just saying, when do you stop becoming a newbie nomad?
Yes.
And we said that's a great title for a blog, because
yeah, what's the rites of passage? I mean, is it the first time you camp alone? Is it the first time, like, is it when you get stuck in the sand and someone has to pull you out? Oh, now you're no longer a newbie, you've done it.
Or is it when your dump tanks get all over your head? I mean, when is it?
Exactly.
Do your dump tanks initiate you?
Exactly. When you've done that first walk of shame because your dump tank is leaking and you have to go 4 miles into the dump station.
That could be... I think let's let the viewers decide, but only people who know exactly what it means when you've crossed over. Is it when you've spent $3,500 in repairs halfway on your first trip? When do you become just a nomad and not a newbie? That's the question. So please help us determine when you thought you were no longer a newbie. When did you cross over? When did you drop the title?